Should have brought a coat with me. Hello. I've come out this evening for a walk around an area known, well, you know Sheffield Park? Have you heard of Sheffield Park? I've come to I've come for a walk. I always do this, I forget what I'm going to say. I found a walk on Commute, as always, which I'll put on your screens, as always. And it takes you near, well, it's in the area of Sheffield Park, which is quite a well-known sort of posh gardens and I don't know, would you call it a nature, not a nature reserve, but it's just a place with very well-kept gardens. I think it might be an old manor of some description and yada, 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 yada. But you have to pay to get in that place. There's likely to be a lot of people around. I don't like it when there's a lot of people around. So, because I'm still a bit uncomfortable filming in front of people. But I found on Commute a walk which takes you in that area. So this is Sheffield Forest, I believe. I think I'm in it. This is literally right at the very start, and I was just walking through and I come across this scene, which I'll put up on your screens now. Yeah, it's about another 4 mile walk. I might start calling my things small walks and photography rather than like hikes or whatever like that, because I tend to just pick sort of 2 to 4 miles all the time, mainly because it's just, when you're doing this sort of stuff, you're setting up the camera and you're finding places to shoot and you're standing and filming yourself and you're filming B-roll and that sort of thing. It takes quite a bit of time, really, and I tend to try and get out in the evenings or early in the morning, and so it's just fitting things in. Yeah, and I'm digressing now. Anyway, it's just I fancy a nice evening. Well, we've had a hell of a lot of rain. Basically, to give you the time scale, today was the Silverstone Grand Prix, and so if you remember, it'll only be a week on that you watch this. It's absolutely teamed it down with rain for like a segment from about 2 o'clock onwards. We had quite a big thunderstorm as well, actually. I think I got some footage out of my flat window earlier, so I'll put that on the screens. But yeah, so it's quite an ideal day when it's like that, when that's happened. It's even nicer if you get some sun breaking through, which I did as I was walking in, but now it's clouded over again and I'm fearful that I'm about to get wet, and I haven't brought a coat with me like a fool on the day that it was raining. I decided to leave my coat at home, but yeah, it's ideal days really, I think, coming into the woods, because you get really vibrant colours. You put on a polariser, as I have done on this camera, which you can't see, and it gets just really vibrant colours. And if you're lucky and you get a bit of sun breaking through, you get the uplift of the dew, of the rain from the floor, because of course it's evaporating. And it creates a really nice atmosphere, but unfortunately it's clouded over, so I'm not going to get that. But what I have found is this picture here, which I'll get up on your screens. Hopefully now. I don't know how dark this is going to come out. I need to get a wider aperture lens to go on the camera. I'm sort of switching up my filming style currently, and I'm going to try and be cheeky and do the shutter speed, see what that does. This might not come out so well, but yeah, just switching up how I'm shooting. So I've decided, because I want to use this camera more for filming my B-roll. The Osmo Pocket that you guys are watching me on now is it's a nifty little thing, but last week's video or the last video I done, I wasn't particularly happy with how the footage come out. So I'm trying to use this as more of a hybrid setup, and what you're on now as more of my talking head camera, because I can attach it to my tripod with this smart arm thing I've got and chat away to you guys and blah, 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 blah. I'm digressing again, but, and also it just means I minimise the amount of, well, because I was carrying 2 tripods before. This now trims it down to 1. And anyway, I'm hoping it's going to be a more streamlined setup is the idea, but we shall see how I get on with that. But for the minute, I found this photo that I quite liked. I actually was drawn to something else. If I spin you around, I was drawn to that initially, which you probably won't see very well, but there's this grouping of 3 trees there, and there's like a frame with where the bushes are. But when I set up to take that picture, I wasn't particularly happy with it. I didn't think it looked good, but I happened to just spin my camera, and that's something I'd recommend to people sometimes if you're not quite getting what you want. I happened to just spin this camera, and I saw this image that you can see now, and I quite, it's not the most amazing thing in the world, but I quite like it. It's got a bit of sort of contrasting colour in it, because you've got what looks like a path leading up and through the scene, and then it's balanced off of this lovely green bush that we've got here. Which again, I could have leaf snapped to tell you exactly what that is, but I never did. Yeah, no, it's just a pleasant image, I think. Really, it's it's not one that's going to make the sort of record books. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean, like major magazines. But I just thought it was a nice image, and I think in Photoshop I'll get it to look very ethereal and different bits and pieces and words. I haven't read the dictionary again this week, so I've got no special word to say. Yeah, and that's it. To set up, I've shut this off, but I've had to bump my ISO up quite a bit, because if I spin that round, actually, that bush that you can see there now, which is on the left-hand side of my scene, because of the rain, it's bouncing about quite a bit. So I needed and here comes the rain now, and I'm about to get absolutely soaked. So I needed a shutter speed that would keep that as sharp as possible. But also I'm dealing with quite low light in this environment, so I've had to bump the ISO up to 640. My aperture I've kept at f13. I've put it at f13, so I could just get it in one shot. Though I have taken 2 shots, one focusing on the tree there and one focusing on the tree here, just in case. I don't think I'll need it, but there's nothing more annoying than going back and finding out your image isn't sharp enough. So I've done that, so I can stack it later on if I need to. But other than that, it's not a very special image. It's all right, it'll do. I'm going to leave you with that. I'll put that up on your screens, and I'm going to take a little wander around and see what I can find. So I shall catch you guys in a little bit. Honest to God, I looked at the weather forecast earlier, and all it said to me was that it was going to rain from like, I don't even know if you can hear me that well, because I've got you on a diety mic at the top of the shotgun mic. It said to me it was going to rain, let me talk up a bit. It said to me it was going to rain up until like 4 o'clock, something like that. Time is now 7:30, and it's absolutely tipping down. I was thinking now, whilst I wait for it to stop, if I was walking around and looking, it's a really, really pretty place. Like, if you like your woodlands, I would highly recommend it. It's definitely got an ancient feel to it, and I wonder if that's because it is ancient, which I have no doubt it is at Sheffield Forest. But I haven't got a clue how old Sheffield Forest is. Not the faintest idea. but it's got some really interesting rain at the minute. But yeah, some really interesting trees. Sort of grown. You know how trees, as I said before, they fight for light. They grow off in funny ways. I'm probably getting all blurred up now with a week on the lens. It's how's that? That's really, it's even more smid. They're very interesting looking trees around here. So I am gonna try and get a couple more images if I can. So I'm seriously regretting my decision to not bring a coat with me, my forgetfulness even. So my indecision. So yeah, I'll catch if I do, I'll catch you guys in a little bit. But I've got a feeling this might be a failed experiment tonight. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon. God, bloody hell. It's absolutely miserable out there. I've had to abandon ship. It's way too wet, and none of my gear is properly weather sealed, I don't think. Let me put that light on so you guys can see me. Yeah, none of my gear is properly weather sealed. Not enough of that anyway. And certainly not the Osmo Pocket, I can be sure. So that was a failed video, unfortunately. I did get some more pictures as I was walking back. So I will put, if they're any good, well, I'll put them up anyway, whether they're any good or not. But this is a place I'm going to have to revisit. I'll add that to the list alongside Heritage Rocks, because I didn't get far at all. I only got a mile and a half in, and as you saw a moment ago, it started absolutely teeming it down with poxy rain. That wasn't even in the forecast. Like I checked earlier before I didn't come out in the middle of the day, because it said the middle of the day was going to be thunderstorms and raining, and then this evening it was going to brighten up and be, you know, fairly sunny. In fact, a bit cloudy and a bit of sun. It did not say anything about rain at all, so I'm blaming you for that, Met Office. God damn you. So I've just got absolutely soaked, and I'm completely and utterly unprepared for it. I didn't bring a coat, didn't bring an umbrella, I didn't bring anything. I mean, look at my hat, look. See if I can zoom in on the water drops coming out of that. Soaked to pieces. So anyway, if you got this far, I'm sorry for the poor quality of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'm not even going to ask you to like and subscribe on this one, because there's not really much gone on. So I'll leave you with a pretty little montage of the photos I did get. There's a few there, I think they're alright. And I'll have to come back to this place at another time, I think. So I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you very much. Goodbye.